Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're Gaijin in the car.
Hey mate.
Hello.
How you going?
Good.
The automatic door?
No, just slide it.
Oh,
There you go.
it's the Povo pack.
Well, we couldn't have you can't have the sliding door and a window.
Oh, true.
Because it cuts heads off or something.
That's David, isn't it?
It is,
Hey,
Dave.
man.
Nice to
Dave,
meet you.
how are you? It's my fiancée Zoe.
Nice to meet you, Zoe. This is a bit surreal.
What was that?
I've only ever seen you on TV.
I want to get a media mod. That's definitely...
No, media mod's horrible.
Really?
When the first media mod came out, you couldn't move media through it. What equipment do you use to film?
Man, this whole trip I've just been using my iPhone. I think it's a 14, I think it might be.
But when you're in the
the shed, I've got a Canon 90D for the DSLR camera, 18 to 135 lens, and GoPros. I've got heaps of GoPros and iPhone. But yeah, recently a lot of iPhone and a lot of GoPro, purely for the ease of filming stuff kind of by myself and quick and easy, just whip out the iPhone and away you go. So it works, the quality is great. I've actually just got some new microphones which I've been testing out on this trip, which they're pretty good, although I almost lost it at Daikoku last night, but because it's just a magnet on your shirt.
Is that DJI?
No, they're... Can you pass them out, Zoe?
Is this a paid sponsorship?
No, it's not a paid sponsorship.
But it could be.
It could be.
It could be, if they reach out.
But I am impressed with the audio quality, and yeah, that's them. They're called Holyland, and it's basically...
Sounds...
They're it's kind of like your AirPods case, so they charge in the case, and the receiver, and it's got like an iPhone receiver, but yeah, they're just super simple just to pull out, they automatically connect, and you can just click them on and away you go.
And it connects to your device via
it connects to the transmitter, so this is the camera transmitter, and then I've got a transmitter that plugs into the iPhone.
Oh yeah, it just uses a cable, yeah?
It just plugs in snug on the back of it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So really handy and kind of user friendly, I suppose, is the biggest thing with equipment for me. When you've got microphones that we had, these old lavalier mics where you had AA batteries in the cases, and yeah, they're Sennheiser, they're top quality, great sound quality, everything's A+ about them, but you've got to have batteries to replace. So we had batteries on charge, and they're really big and bulky cases which fit in your pocket, which is a pain in the ass. You're working on a car and you've got this battery pack in your pocket, and it's just annoying. So yeah, but no, recently, man, just a whole lot of iPhone and GoPro.
Whatever you can grab.
Yeah. Have you been following the channel? You see...
No.
So that's okay. That's okay.
I know some things.
Yeah.
But I started watching the interview with Alan that he did recently, and I was really enjoying that and got sidetracked and haven't been able to get back to it. So I know some things about things that are going on.
Yeah. I was at the podcast that Al did with that other guy. Yeah.
I was following you from day one, and then something happened, and I don't know. I stopped watching.
YouTube,
I don't know.
It's the YouTube trap. You get dropped out of the recommendation feed, and all of a sudden,
Alan was saying the same thing.
What happened to Noriaro? I used to watch a lot of him. It's funny because I checked out your channel, and I saw a popular video with Alexi, and I'm like, actually, shit, I haven't seen any of Alexi's stuff for so long. And I used to watch him. Every upload I'd be like, sweet, new video, watch it. And it's just because maybe his upload schedule isn't regular, and it dropped out of my recommendations because I was watching fishing or surfing or something else that YouTube's like, oh, he must not like that anymore, so you won't show him that. YouTube's a wonderful world of no one really knows what happens, and you put in all this work to make a crazy video, yet you can then walk around. Example for me, I can put in, I've got some I call them documentaries, where I put in a whole week of filming work, and then a whole another week or two of editing. The production of the video is would be 200-300 hours or something, crazy amount of hours on these videos, and then they get no views. Not no views, but lower views compared to go to, we've got Clayton's Towing, which is a towing yard in Australia, and I walked around with my iPhone filming like AU Falcons and like crashed Mitsubishi Challengers, like just junk. Like no relevance of cool cars, yet it's one of our most popular videos. Like, and go figure that it was like low effort, absolute lowest effort of videos I've ever done, kind of thing. So
thumbnail and title.
Well, it all comes down to a whole lot of stuff, man. Yeah, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, the content you're actually doing. Yeah. So, but
low video for you is like 40. I looked this morning. It was like 44,000 views. I think was the lowest video I could find.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it's still a lot of views. I don't get me wrong. I understand that, but when we kind of first started years ago, like 5 years ago, we were getting the weekly average was like 150,000 views. So you kind of get used to that. I mean, a lot of channels have changed, and nowadays it's so saturated. There's so much to watch on YouTube. You can log in and watch so much content, and for me at home, I just kind of watch Netflix or YouTube pretty well. What other streaming services have we got at home? Stan, we've got them all. Zoe's got a 10-year-old son, so I want to watch this show, so you got to download it and get the free trial on someone else's email.
I did that over Christmas with Disney Plus. I wanted to watch Home Alone, so I used someone's account. I actually ended up getting their account locked, but they don't know it was me, so it's fine. Okay. Then. Now they do. Now they don't watch this channel, so it's fine. I don't even know if we're even in shot. I want to do just that. You're a lot taller than I expected.
Oh yeah, I've been talking with my eyes cut off. What's that? Home Improvement. Oh yeah, that was the other way around, wasn't it?
What's that? Home Improvement?
Oh, no, it was a show back in the day.
Oh, with Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Do you know the story of Tim Allen?
No, what's that?
Before he was famous, he went to jail for drugs.
Really?
He was like a major cocaine distributor, and he got out of it all by becoming a rat.
Wow.
And then he became like the biggest comedian in the world.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. There's mugshots of him and everything. It's all.
Yeah, wow. So whereabouts are we right now, man? Because we've done a little bit of moving around, but it's pretty crazy to come out to a spot like this.
We are in a town called Hachioji.
Yep. That's how you pronounce it.
Hachioji. Yeah, it's how would you describe it? A very old town.
Yep.
It dates back to samurai times.
Okay.
There was a huge battle here. The last castle that was built on a mountain was here.
Yep.
After this castle fell, they didn't do it again.
Okay. There's so much history in Japan. It's crazy. We've done the sightseeing. Went to the Imperial
Kyoto.
This was in Tokyo.
Yesterday.
Went to Imperial Palace. Although it wasn't Imperial Palace, it was the Imperial Palace Gardens. East Gardens, which seems to be. I mean, it might sound rude, but it was just like a patch of grass. Yeah. We're like, oh, yeah, cool. And you read the history and stuff. It was actually very fascinating to read about it. But all throughout Japan, it's not just. It's like the whole of Japan is like, wow, there's
too much.
Yeah, so much history. So what's in store for today then?
I'm going to take you to the closest toge.
Okay.
Because I would assume you'd never been to one.
No, we kind of drove. We went to. Hakone, which we went up with the train and the ropeway and stuff. We came back down in a bus, but I don't think that was actually the toge. I think it was just the road.
Yeah, Mazda Turnpike. The other thing with that's a closed road, and it's a lot wider than what you would normally, what I normally expect to see. It's so weird seeing you with grey hair, because when I first started watching, you were just a kid. How old are you now?
I'm 32.
Yeah, you're still just a kid.
Yeah, I am still a kid. We're all kids, are we not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you, so many questions.
So many questions.
Started, because Alan said you started working in a bottle, you're working in a bottle shop?
Oh, so this is an app podcast. Yeah, So, I'm a mechanic by trade. I worked at a local dealership, and when I was doing my apprenticeship, I kind of Al and Miles had the cool workshop, and I was the enthusiastic, I was calling myself a young fella that you know, with a cool workshop, I'd go around there and see the cool cars they're working on and ask them questions, and kind of like built up a bit of a friendship with him. And I actually, before I started my apprenticeship, he actually like serviced and worked on my car. My first car was a S12 Nissan Gazelle. And then pretty well from there, I kind of like started this relationship, and Al took me under his wing as like the young kid from the dealership. So kind of worked in both favours, where I was his contact at the dealership. So if he needed something like a workshop manual, or hey, can you plug it into this scan tool, or whatever, like I would help them out all the time. And the workshop foreman and stuff was happy to work, at the time was happy to work with the local workshops anyway, so it was all good. I'd just zip a car up and whatever. Eventually, as time went on, it was like I would go down to their workshop, and you know, as the work ethic that I have, it's like I'd empty the bins and I'd clean the mops, and I even bloody bought them a mop because their mop was so filthy, which is actually still in the shed to this day. Like I helped out and did the things that kind of an apprentice would do, and then built this great friendship with Al and Miles. And then you know, I had a Toyota Crown by then, and I was gonna can't even remember, I blew the 5M up and I was gonna replace the head gasket, and Al turned around and said, oh, you should put a 7M in it. So put a 7M GTE in my Crown, and Al wired it up, and you know, then that thing I ended up getting a Crescita and swapped and changed, and Al talked me into. Al has this wonderful skill of
talking you into stuff,
talking anyone into anything. It's such a like, and I swear all he says is just do it. Like, oh, you should do this, do it, and you do. Like, you're like, sweet. And anyway, Turbo 1UZ came. Turbo 1UZ was the idea, and put that on my Crescita, which we actually built in Al's shed, which was the skid factory. And that's a few years on by then. Like, so by then I was I still working as, yeah, I was. I bailed out of the dealership and went and worked at Noosa Radiators. And for those who watch the skid factory, it's known as Old Cock, was the workshop.
Oh yeah, I know Old Cock.
Now owned by my friend Luke, so still got a good relationship with the workshop. I was working there. I ended up, Ian Old Cock is a friend and such a good guy. Like, he's an absolute legend, but as a boss, he was very hard to work for. So it'd be like, I would rock up to work, and at the time I was smoking, so I'd smoke a Dari, have a coffee. It's like 7 AM, and he'd come in and be like, all right, sweet, let's get this high-S fan in, do an evaporator. Like, it's like at 7:05, and I don't start work till 8. So it became like, it was losing my passion for working on cars. So then I bailed out and worked at a Bottle-O, and then 2 years later after the Bottle-O, and by the time I'm still hanging out with Al, like I'd be at his house like every bloody day that I could be there, every weekend.
You just doing all this for free? There's no
man, not at all. No, not at all. This is all just enthusiastic young fella working on cars. And because Al was doing cool shit, so I was like, just go hang out and do cool shit. So that's what we did. Like, worked on his mates' cars, worked on we had fun, man. It's what you do, I don't know, as a car guy. And after 2 years, the Mighty Car Mods thing, kind of Al was doing Mighty Car Mod stuff, and basically Marty basically said one day, he's like, you guys do cool shit, you should film it. So
it sounded like him right now.
Well,
I heard that in his voice.
Yeah, like honestly, that's how Marty, man, dude, I know I'll get a tangent here. Martin, of people who get shit done, Martin is the man. Martin and Blair, or Moog, both of those guys are inspirational. Like, they're like, I'm lost for words how good of guys they are. Like, to go out of their way for you, and honestly, without them we would have never started. Like, Marty did so much for us to begin with. It was crazy. Like,
you guys were using their
yeah, so we posted on MCM TV too for like,
not just that, their music. You were using their music in the beginning too.
I was using Moog's music. Yeah, he gave me like a set with a list of tunes and was like, just use these. And you know, it was I understand way more about it, because I was always like, oh, give me some more music. Like, I'd love to use some more tunes, because I was using the same, like, 20 songs for all our videos. Now I understand it more. I understand how, like, everything behind it and how much it like, it's not just as simple as just giving someone a song kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they obviously all use all that music for their stuff. So yeah, and like, but
they
yeah.
gave you a huge boost
Oh
by
man,
giving you all that stuff.
It wasn't even a boost. It was like they were the Skid Factory. Like, without them, there was nothing. We were two guys in a shed that
I see you gripping on. This is the tollgate.
Yeah, wicked. This is some sick roads, actually. But yeah, so honestly, without Marty and Blair, the Skid Factory would be nothing, and they set us up, man. Like, from the get go, it was awesome. From there, it's like, what is it now? 7 years later, we obviously we turned onto our own channel and started the Skid Factory as its own separate channel. But 7 years later, 6 years later, I have now taken over the channel completely. Yeah. So Al stepped down and doesn't enjoy the YouTube life anymore, which it's not. I know you spoke about this with Alexi. It's like the whole YouTuber thing. It's not as simple as just press and record on a GoPro and away you go and you've made a YouTube video. There's so much involved with the business, I suppose you'd say, man. Like, it's crazy the amount of work that goes into this stuff, and pretty well everything involved. Al basically just said, I don't enjoy it anymore. It was ruining his passion for cars, and he just like, I just want to work on cars in the shed by myself. So, you know, I totally respect that decision, and I think, you know, a lot of everyone else does. Although he's been regularly posting on Facebook and Instagram, and everyone, the hot topic is always like, oh, it's such a sick view. Everyone's always like, you should start a YouTube channel, you should film all this, but they don't understand. It's like,
you film it. Filming it's easy.
Well, he said, like, I don't want to do that. So, and to be honest, the posting on Instagram and Facebook is a great idea. It's kind of like the old forum days, and that's what Al used to be about too, was the old performance forums. You know, I say back in the day, like, it was just, you'd be working on a car and you'd post up a whole lot of pics and storyline on a forum, and it's kind of like it's obviously what Facebook has now become. Forums are dead, but you know, and that's all you really need to do. Like, a general explanation of, hey, this is what I've done, this is how I did it, this is the complication I came across.
You film the entire build and then edit it, right? You don't.
No,
you're not doing that anymore.
Originally, we used to do that,
yeah.
But now, like, as the time's caught along, man, it's like, it's because it's not easy. Like, you work on a car for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Like, building a top quality car takes time, so you can't.
It's 10 minutes, mate.
You can't just.
I saw it in a YouTube video. It only takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can't just weld on a turbo manifold and away you go. So there's so much that goes into it. So we tended to go to.
See him bouncing around the car.
You just obviously slow people down, eh?
It's anti-drift bumps.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It doesn't stop them. Like, you learn how to control the car when you're on those.
Yeah.
But that's what it's for.
Alright, I'm gonna do some filming for my channel.
Cool.
Bust out the trusty iPhone.
Do you have stabilization on that?
Stabilization is 7 years of holding a camera in your hand.
Excellent.
Today's a pretty special day. My mate David or Dave?
Whatever. I'm good with Dave.
Dave has picked us up in his Hi-Ace, and we're going for a drive in the outskirts of Tokyo. We're going to an up garage?
We are. We're going to the up garage in Machida. It's like the GT parts store.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's a good crash.
Yeah, he was on the brakes for a while. Oof. Up garage in Machida. It's the biggest one. It's kind of like it's where all the performance parts go.
So can I find a set of wheels there and ship them home?
Yep, you can.
Sweet. I might do that if I find some good 15s. We're in Dave's Hi-Ace van. Beautiful Zoe's in the back, looking out the window, and we've just taken a run through a toge, which was pretty cool. Probably should have filmed it, but we're actually filming an episode for Dave's channel, which is Garage K, and I'll link that in the description.
Thank you.
We're doing a little kind of a podcast, I suppose, isn't it? Would it be?
It's called Gaijin in a Car because I just want to interview people who are foreigners in Japan.
Sweet.
Not necessarily
I've
specifically car related.
I've learnt that Gaijin can be a positive word, but also a negative word in the way it's pronounced. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
We went to that last night at Daikoku PA. I heard it pronounced a couple of times, and with some of the locals, I don't know if it was good or bad, but
Gaijin oi ne. It's like there's many of them here.
okay. All right, so I'll do some filming and show you some of the sights of wherever the hell we are. I got no idea.
Sagamiko.
Sagamiko. Sorry if you have to cut all this out anyway. I've got
No, it's fine. It's the whole thing is, if you want me to cut that out, I can.
Oh man, it's
but
fine.
It's like
you can keep it if you want. I know I saw it's very raw and
try to keep it real as possible. Wow, that was pretty.
That was nice.
Crap, there's a corner there.
Another corner.
There's a few of them.
No, I actually kind of like the format, the raw. I can talk shit for days, man. So yeah, there's definitely no shortage of content.
To yourself?
To myself, to anyone. I will spark a conversation with. Last night we ended up getting a kebab of all food to eat in Japan.
Where?
In Shinjuku. It was just like this little corner store. It wasn't too bad, was it?
It was good. Wasn't the best.
It wasn't the best kebab I've had, but it wasn't the worst, yeah.
I would love a kebab.
But there's a guy flicking through Instagram, and it was obviously American, and I saw it was English, and I said, are you into cars, man? We started talking shit. Like, I am that. I suppose it's a trait from my old man, Duncan. Like, he will spark up a conversation with anyone, and so will I. I've got time for everyone. A bad thing about it is I overshare. I'll just keep talking shit about, certain things and keep going and not realise, hang on, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I'm learning as I go.
Sounds familiar. I kind of do the same thing, and then overanalyze that for the next.
Yeah.
I
hang on. Should I have said that? Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that to that person. Yeah.
That guy's not talking to me anymore. I wonder, is it because I said that? Are you active on the Facebooks?
Everything is now me. I suppose it kind of always has been my job to do. Al had always had access to it, but now everything is, all the logins, everything's Skid Factory is me now. So.
I mean, but Skid Factory aside, are you active as yourself on...
I do have a personal Facebook account, and I have a personal Instagram, but it's not really personal, it's still Skid Factory related. I actually mentioned to Zoe maybe I should start like a personal...
personal Instagram has like 20-something thousand followers.
Yeah, my personal Instagram is still public. Like, it's not a personal place for me to post like, news or anything like that. So
if you're on Facebook, you're working. Like,
well, yeah,
do you
pretty
give
well.
if your opinion is, geez, that's a piece of shit, do you actually write that, or would you hold off that opinion because it's a negative thing against Skid Factory?
I mean, I'm big on... I think about what if someone viewed that comment. Of course, I'll share my opinion on something. I'm not active on posting, and I won't ever write someone off. I just feel like that's rude. Even if someone's writing me off. Like, man, you're in the limelight of hundreds of thousands of eyes. Someone's always going to call you fat or grey or you're shit or whatever. Like, we get so much hate. And,
really?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And
I shouldn't be surprised.
You got any fishing rods? Can we go catch some trout here? Or
I don't know.
Something I have done in the past is like, I'll actually write a reply and write it out and go, like, hey man, stuff you, or whatever, like, whatever it is. I read it back to myself and then delete the comment. I won't actually post it. Just a kind of a bit of peace of mind to be like, I got that out of my system. I always look at it as like, if I replied to that person that said, hey, you're fat, and I wrote back, like, I don't know, that's not what your mum said, or whatever. That's not a very good comeback. But if I
she thought it was.
Why did I go to that? If I commented that and someone else's eyes saw that, or a company or a sponsor or whatever, like, oh, hey, look at this response from the Skid Factory. It's kind of like, I always think of it that way. So I won't ever write anything negative, like, oh, that guy's a dick. So,
So we'll get out and go for a walk.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Have a
For
look
sure.
over there and then jump back in the car and head off again.
Sweet as. This is so nice. Gaijin on a tour guide.
They launch fireworks out of there as well.
Oh, wicked.
Japan is really, really big on cherry blossoms and fireworks.
Yeah, yeah.
So the cherry blossoms are just about to happen, or
Yeah.
happening,
Yeah.
and the fireworks will happen in summer.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of cherry blossom, which is, it's really nice, I suppose, and to see how excited the Japanese get over it too, it's like, it's special.
Piss up in a park.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
not to be excited about?
Yeah. Yeah, grabbing a beer from the convenience store is definitely something. It's pretty funny, like, just, oh yeah. But then you're not allowed to drive with, you have to be zero alcohol.
Zero, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So cars and alcohol don't mix.
Well, it's definitely a factor that is maybe a lot of other countries should take on, but I don't know. Even me, man, after 2 beers, sometimes I'm like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't be driving. Like, 2 bloody golds, 2 mid-strength beers.
What did you call them on the skid factory way back when?
Oh, lemon squash.
Yeah,
We still
yeah.
do it. So the lemon squash thing started with, basically, we weren't too sure if we were like allowed to drink beer on YouTube.
Oh.
Like, you know, I suppose, are you promoting like alcohol? Is it a thing? So we called it lemon squash to kind of keep it PG, and it just stuck. Like, we just drink 4X Golds, mid-strength beer, and it's a yellow can, and lemon squash is also a yellow can. So bit of Hayashi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jamie, did you get that from Jamie?
Yeah, so Jamie put us in touch, obviously.
Yeah.
And Jamie has gone above and beyond for us. It's been great. Like, he is the man. He gave us a personal tour in Osaka. He helped us out heaps with like some content for the trip too, with Hayashi. So, man, yeah, I'm forever in debt for Jamie. Absolutely. If you're watching this, dude, yeah, thank you so much. He is a great guy. That was a nice little stop off to the lake.
Yeah, I need to figure out where we're going next. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Did you learn Japanese here?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Sus. Smack him with a zus.
Sus.
Nothing sus. I learned Japanese through necessity.
Okay, of course you did, yeah. Something that honestly I've always wanted to learn another language, and man, I know it's not easy saying that. Yeah, learning a language would be sick. I don't know, just the time, like my downtime is spent with family. It's like I want to spend time with Zoe and the son and have, do relaxing stuff rather than being like, oh, now I finished with work, I'm going to do more work, or I mean, it never ends really, but yeah, that's the language. And or one I've always thought about was learning sign language.
Yeah.
Just like even if I'm speaking on the channel, and to be able to sign, I think would be really cool. But
missed opportunity, I reckon, is that sign language isn't that old.
Yeah.
But it's not universal. Like, sign language in Japan is different to sign language in another country. But it could have all been the one thing. Like, cat could have been the same sign all over the world.
Yeah.
All, like, animals at least could have been the same sign. Maybe it is, I don't actually know.
No, I don't think it is universal, no.
Where did the nickname Woody come from?
My surname's Wood, so Woody's just the family thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
And your first name's Ben.
Ben, yeah.
I found that out from Jamie. I had no idea.
Yeah, Jamie calls me Ben. I suppose it's I don't know, it's my actual name, so.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer Woody. Everyone knows me as Woody. I introduce myself as Woody. It's just the name that sticks. A little bit incognito, I suppose, too. I mean, you can call me Benjamin if you really like. But Benjamin.
It's good to see you again, Benjamin.
Yeah.
I like it. What sort of research did you do before you came to Japan?
I came here 6 years ago. I've got a bit of an idea of, like,
How about you,
Japan,
though?
but
nothing.
You wanted me to plan the trip.
And what did you plan?
Well, it was actually really difficult because I knew that he wanted to do car things, but he never.
We
the
have
things
had.
That he wanted to do, so I could never plan the rest of the trip because I'm like, well, I need to know where you want to be so I can plan where else we can be.
We've had
so
an
it was
awesome
actually
time.
very short planned. I think I planned it in a week before we came, and then he decided to tell me about the stuff that he wanted to do.
Oh,
We managed to get it all done, which is good.
excellent.
But no, we didn't do too much research. It was all last minute booked, wasn't it, babe?
It was very last minute.
Why did you come to Japan?
Jetstar cheap flights.
And we got cheap flights.
Yeah, I wanted to come back here with Zoe too, for sure. It was like, it's an awesome place to be.
What is it about this place that makes it awesome?
The history and how beautiful it is.
Really? History? You're into history?
Well,
Oh, you're into history.
it is cool to know about the history. For me, it was the car thing, and come over here, yeah, for sure. But I don't know, just everything seems. The general travel destination is like it's easy to get around with the public transport, the trains. Everyone's nice and accommodating, and yeah, picturesque, beautiful. Like generally, it's a great spot for a holiday. Anyway, I say holiday, but even though I'm kind of working, I suppose. But
Is it? Are you working though?
well, I've been filming, yeah, so it's still a working holiday, I suppose. Yeah, it's weird being. I hate using the word YouTuber. I hate calling myself a YouTuber, so it's my job. But
Yeah, Noriera didn't like that either, which is weird
just because you get pictured as, I don't know, like someone who films their everyday life and films what they're having for dinner and the whole like selfie, like, hey guys, what's going on? Today we're Gaijin in the car. Like, I just don't like that.
When we met, he told me he was a videographer, and I was like,
Yeah, I am. I'm an artist.
And he told me, I was like, oh, so
I'm
you're
a producer.
So you think video someone who's a videographer would be sort of here, and a YouTuber's sort
no,
of here?
not at all. I just, when he said it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Do you do like weddings and certain things?
I can if you want. I can
Yeah.
I can film anything.
$20 is $20.
Yeah.
$20 is $20.
It is, right? Especially when you're a YouTuber. $20 is hard to get,
Yeah.
especially with shorts.
So upgraders are not that common, really.
I mean, they are.
The one we're going to is
There's-
a special one, is it?
It's the one that everybody goes to.
Okay.
So you're probably not going to find a bargain there.
Okay.
But are you even shopping?
I'd like to get Gav wants a Hako surround, which probably would be best to go to that bigger store then.
A what?
Like a Hakasuka, like a gauge cluster.
Oh, that stuff you're better off on Yahoo Auction. It'll be cheaper
Yeah.
to.
I think you just said if you find one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to go get like mirrors and maybe some wheel nuts. I don't know, whatever. I might spend some money there, and if there's some cool wheels that I can ship home with me, then or give to you to ship home. So you do that? That's the thing you do?
I do, yeah.
Sweet.
A GoPro. What if we go like? Oh, you're gonna hat it. Oh, it's got Skid Factory merch on it.
Skid Factory insulation from the sun.
Excellent.
What do you reckon about that?
That's pretty good. That's great.
And back home, obviously, the laws are quite enforced with speeding and modified cars, and you know, don't get me wrong, I love a skid, but there's always a right place and right time for it. And the other thing is,
Now, what do you think?
yeah, no, well, look, the thing about it is, with cameras and media, you actually can't film anything, or like your friends in the back, I'm like, hey man, gonna do a power skid, don't film this, because I don't want them posting online, like, you know, and with a car that's got 700 horsepower, when you do a skid, it's not like you're not snapping second and chirping the wheels, you're like, you know, you're doing a power skid down the street kind of thing, like, you know, 200 meters, yeah, like so, I mean, that's what would happen.
If one was to do such a thing, we can guess that's what would happen. It's being called the Skid Factory.
Being called the Skid Factory, it's funny, I'd actually don't love that name, but it suits so well in the sense of there's like when we originally said about that name, which was derived from Al's mates, was like, oh, the Skid Factory, because you build cars in the factory and then you do a skid in the shed or whatever. But Al's house is a residential area too, so it's like you don't actually have, like, it's not the right thing to do. You can't just go blaze tires in your shed every day. When we set that up, Moog actually was like, Google it, the Skid Factory. Nothing came up. There was the Skip Factory, I think it was, which was like for skip bins in like Sydney, and it was, but apart from that, there was no.
This morning I typed in the SKI and it came up. It automatically filled it in for me.
Yeah, so the Skid Factory, Google-wise, is actually a great name, and it kind of does suit. It's a good thing. You know, I would love to eventually, and you know, with me now owning the channel 100%, I would love to eventually start doing more stuff, like maybe I can sell car parts or whatever, but having the Skid Factory as the business name in regards to like a parts store could work. So but yeah, the name, the Skid Factory, it's a very, look at me and I may be doing illegal stuff, but the cops, they monitor YouTube and the stuff that you post. So if you're posting illegal stuff, they'll come knock on the door, they'll confiscate all your camera equipment, and then you're left with nothing. And when I say confiscate your camera equipment, they confiscate your iPhones that you have in your bottom drawer because they're old phones, but you hang on to them for some reason.
Nudes!
Man, I don't even know what would be on my old phones. Honestly, like...
Definitely nudes.
There probably would be. Like, honestly, there'd be so much. There's all your SD cards, your cameras, your computers, like laptops, Mac Mini, like everything get confiscated. And it's like, for me, like, come on, man. I honestly don't have anything. I don't do anything illegal. I don't have anything illegal because I know that's a thing. And that was also from Marty and Moog. Also said, like, don't film anything, don't do anything stupid because you're in the limelight. I'll never do anything to endanger my life or anyone else's life, like, ever. Like, I'm not a stupid driver. I'm back in the day, man, yeah, you know, like, I was a bit of just a young fella, stupid behind the wheel, but nowadays, like, I just like driving my car for the sake of driving my car, and it makes womp noises. Like, you know, it's a cool car to drive rather than my Pajero, which I hate driving. So
you just pissed off the entire Pajero community.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to make a video on one of my, I've got to do some stuff too. I've got like lockers and stuff to go on it, and you know, part of it's going to be like me riding it off, because it's like the Pajero, like, don't get me wrong, they're a great car. What are you pointing out? This is sick.
I thought it was on another bridge.
That's actually really cool to come for a drive. It was funny on the way here, Zoe and I said, it's actually like, would recommend doing a tour with, we're gonna die. Doing a tour with someone, like just paying for a tour. I know they can be expensive, but Jamie, for example, walked us around. It was actually really cool just to know, you know, you get a bit of history and you can talk about this place, talk about that spot, or this is a good restaurant, and it's like, you know, but getting a personalised tour, like kind of what you're doing for us now. I know you're just driving us around, but it's really cool to see the outskirts. You're not...
You'd never get this on a...
No.
Because why would you come out here? But on the same... It's really difficult for me because I live here. It's like, if I was going... You live in Caboolture, right?
No, I'm Sunshine Coast.
So Sunshine Coast. You're living in Sunshine Coast. If I was going to the Sunshine Coast, where would you take me?
Yeah, true.
Because you're like, oh, I mean, the Glasshouse Mountains are there, but I mean, it's not... You know, it's just a rock. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know, and then you struggle.
It's funny, when I worked at the bottle shop, you had so many backpackers coming through, and it's like, oh yeah, I've just been to the Cape in Cairns, and now we're made our way down, went to the Great Barrier Reef, and we've come to the Sunshine Coast for the Australia Zoo. And I'm like, you know, I've never been to the Cape, never been to Great Barrier Reef, never been to Australia Zoo. Back then, I've been to Australia Zoo now, so I haven't been to the Cape yet, or Great Barrier Reef, but you know, like, all these tourists come over and see this stuff in Australia. I'm like, we come to Japan to holiday, I'm like, what, we should holiday a lot more at home, you know, like spend some time traveling our own country.
I guess it's like the whole, because you could do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow becomes, you know, next week.
Yeah.
You've actually left work, you've left the country, there's nothing else for you to do except travel.
Yep. Traveling in
It's actually really expensive to travel.
Yeah, it is expensive, yeah.
It's very expensive to do anything in Australia. To get a beer, it's expensive in
Australia. Yeah.
People talk about Japan being so expensive. I'm like, oh my god, their water's $1.30. You pay $5-6 for a water at home.
Yeah.
Beer, $2.
Yeah,
is the tap water okay to drink here?
Yep.
It is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And food's about the same price, if not slightly cheaper.
I mean, depending on where you eat.
Yeah.
Much cheaper.
But I mean, Australia now, anywhere, it's like $30-40 for a meal.
Yeah,
and
nah.
At a standard pub.
we've been to a few restaurants, which I suppose we picked the wrong ones, and you go to the, probably the touristy ones.
You're trying to eat exotic food, right?
Well, not exotic food, but it's a nice dining experience where and then it is expensive. We went to this pizza place in. Oh, pardon me, I'm yawning.
That's fine. You're tired.
I need a Red Bull or something.
That could be done.
We'll stop at a 7-Eleven for some snack. The pizza place in Hakone was like, I think we paid like $60, I think it was, or a bit more for a meal there. It was like, pizza and... Actually, that was what it was, wasn't it? It was a bruschetta. Yeah. And the dessert, yeah, okay. But it was like, that's Australian prices.
Noriaro said that one of his, or Alexi, said that one of his pet peeves is people asking him how much does he make. Do people do that to you?
Yeah, a lot of people do ask.
You're a YouTuber. How much do you make?
It's the first thing that they kind of say is like, oh, you make money from that, or how much money do you make?
Yeah.
It's kind of rude.
Do you find that annoying?
I find it annoying that people think that you're a millionaire and that you should be driving a Ferrari because you're a YouTuber, but they don't understand the business model behind it. And yeah, sure, there's people that do make lots of money, but some of those guys are all Americans, and they have, it's like, if you've got some big views, American YouTube must be different. I don't know, I haven't confirmed this, but they must be getting paid more per view. But
you get paid different depending on what country's watching your stuff.
Yeah. And Japan may be different again.
Yeah, every country's different. If you got like 1 million viewers from the Philippines or 1 million viewers from America, the amount of money you get will be significantly less because advertisers don't pay as much in the Philippines.
Yes, yeah. So with some, I'll use like Whistle and Diesel for example. Like maybe not a great example, but he will buy an expensive car and then ruin it, but gets lots of views on the video. But the more views you get, the more money you make the more views you get, the more money you make because you're getting more views, right? So you're getting paid. But the more views you're getting, YouTube goes, well, you are a popular channel and you get lots of views. Your channel's worth more to advertisers. So it's like the scale just keeps kind of growing and growing.
They'll promote you more, I reckon.
Yeah.
They flat out say they don't do that, but I guarantee they do that. It makes sense as for the YouTube business model to, if they're gonna make more money from Whistle and Diesel, it makes sense for them to promote them more than to promote me.
I suppose YouTube would be like taking advantage of the viewer's time. So it's like, shit, Woody's jumped on the TV, let's throw 5 videos in his face, and we want him to click on one of those videos because we want to maximize his time on the app. We want to engage with him the longest. So it's obviously going to show you what it thinks is the most popular video, not necessarily what you want to watch, but what YouTube goes, oh hey, this Whistle and Dixie video did really well. Let's other people like that video. Let's show it to Woody. So.
Did you do that on accident?
No, I did it on purpose.
All right.
Yeah. So a lot of people always ask, I want to start a YouTube channel.
Do you tell them no, don't bother?
No.
I guess that's kind of negative, isn't it?
Yeah, like you got to realize it's like, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it for fun, or do you want to make money? Because you're not going to start a business and make money out of this big from the get-go unless you somehow tap into a market that is very popular that no one's doing. But it's like I've had friends that do it too. They start a channel, they make 20 videos and then go, shit, I actually can't keep up with this schedule, so and they just stop posting because they just can't keep up with the regular filming and uploading. So yeah, it's not, if you want to start a channel, go for it. Sweet, but you got to realize that it's a lot of work. If I'm enjoying this myself, watching myself or watching my friends, surely other people have got to enjoy it too. Like it's not, like I'm laughing at my own jokes or whatever, but yeah, like it's, don't know, if I find myself smiling, I go, yeah, this will come a good video. But yeah, there's been, with the new channel development and setting up a new workshop, you know, like I've got a lease to pay for, and I've spent a bomb. Like, man, I've spent my whole life savings on, like, it's like buy a house or start a business, and that's what the path I've taken. Spent a lot of money setting this up, and then for someone to go, this content is pitiful, was a recent comment, and like,
Pitiful?
yeah, and I'm like,
really?
And I'm like,
where's your channel?
yeah, well, that's always a good comeback.
Where's your channel?
But I'm like, shit, man, like, hey, dude,
Appreciate
this
the
is
advice.
this is a whole new venture. Like, there's so much that goes on in this, and yes, I've got some sick builds planned, but I'm still setting my workshop up. I'm still setting up my studio. Like, I'm not finished yet, so don't, like, it's been 3 weeks, just give me some time. Someone the other day commented on Facebook calling me lazy, and I'm like,
come on, man, you
I
got
literally,
no idea.
and it was that it's funny because I never really take note of hurtful comments, but that one hit home, and Zoe reminded me, she's like, don't worry about it, like, why is this one eating you alive?
Lazy.
It was only because, like, I have spent so much time at that shed. Like, I'll leave home at 7 AM and I won't come home till like 8 or 9 PM, like, because I'm in the shed like the whole day, do the whole thing the next day.
Drinking beers, right?
No, sometimes I get
Just
on the
shed.
beers. I'm just sitting in the shed.
TV's
doing
on,
nothing.
watching Bathurst.
I got aircon installed, and I'm just sitting. No, like the little things that I've had some great friends help me out to set up this workshop, but there's so much little stuff that, like, what time were we there painting the walls that night with a scissor lift? Like,
11.
you know, you can't just say, like, if someone's gonna help me out, sick, awesome, legends, and I honestly thank all my friends so much, but I don't go out of my way and be like, hey man, want to come round Wednesday night at 7 PM and just start painting my wall? Like,
yeah, no, you can't really
I've
do
got
that.
a scissor lift tied for 24 hours, I've got to return it tomorrow morning, can you come do it? I don't want to do that,
Yeah,
so
no.
stuff that we've got to do and I've got to do, so hey, so can you come give me a hand? And we'll be there till 11 painting the wall, and it's like, no one sees that 6 hours of work, whatever it is that
No.
just got done. But, and then someone goes, you're lazy, you're a lazy is what they said, but you're gonna have to bleep that. But
Really? I don't
Yeah.
have to believe that.
well, you don't have to.
Nah, I don't have
Okay,
to.
well,
just
and
monetization. I won't. Monetization will take a shit, but oh well.
It really hurt me. No, I bleep all my stuff for that reason too. Also because I know people watch the show with their kids and stuff, so I'll bleep all swear words. Sometimes I might leave the occasional shit in there, but like,
It's all shit,
yeah,
Rod.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've got
All right, let's go get some snack and come back.
snacks. I need
We'll
to
be back after a word from today's sponsor.
Jeff Bezos.
Let's all go to the lobby.
How is it?
I give it a 10.
A 10 out of
10?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to get you another one so you can give a more accurate.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. The pizza man. No, show us. What is it?
It's
There
like
it
a
is.
pork bun, but a pizza bun.
That's right. Glorious.
Beef jerky. Maybe don't like that one actually.
No,
Thick cut.
I'm not a fan of jerky. I mean, it's an American
love-
thing.
Yeah, this is like
You want to try my pizza bun?
You really
It
should.
does have cheese in it though.
Oh, you don't
No.
eat cheese?
I do, but I just can't eat too much. I'm sure you can all guess what happens if you eat too much.
Well, I don't know. Is I'm guessing it's either you get the runs or things stop.
Yeah, and get the runs.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So I can eat it, but it's just not fun time.
I mean,
And how much can I eat? I haven't quite figured that out yet.
yeah.
But
Work in progress. I get a little bit lively if I have the old Red Bulls. A little bit too lively.
gets the people going.
It does. It's provocative. I wanted to touch on that before we go into another topic. It's very interesting that you talk about your YouTube business, whereas it's not just YouTube. It's the business, and it's interesting that you are like that. I think your way of looking at it is the correct way.
Well,
But I can't look at it that way. I guess I probably should.
at the end of the day, I do just like I love working on cars with my friends and doing cool shit, doing stupid shit. That's what I do as a YouTube channel, and that's something that I will be doing both on my own cars and friends' cars. But I say business because it's how I make my living. That's what I do for a job. Is I'm a YouTuber. So you got to say the word business because it makes you understand. It's like I'm not just like working on cars and.
Is that part of changing your own mindset?
I suppose kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Business is a better way to put it in regards to like when it comes to what I do for work. I suppose. Yeah. Want some cashews?
No, I'm good. I don't eat nuts.
Oh, you're not allergic, are you?
No, I just don't like.
You shit yourself.
I don't know. I've never eaten enough to find out. Find out next time on Garage K. Does Dave shit himself after eating a pack of nuts? Well, I don't know. No, it's not that I don't like them. It's
cashews are.
I don't know.
Cashews are like a. For me, I know it sounds really weird, but I've got a memory of my dad always eating peanuts or cashews. Always was like a thing. His snack was always go-to.
My dad used to as well.
In a big leather chair in the living room from a glass jar?
No, not really so much. It was always just like he had peanuts. So for me, I don't know. I suppose every time it's like makes me kind of remember Dad. I suppose I don't know. It's weird, but it's also just love the taste of cashews. So we did Super Cheap Auto. They're a major partner of the channel, and they sponsored the Red Bull Billy Kart race, and then they contacted us and were like, "Hey, can you guys build a billy kart?" I think it was the deadline was something crazy. It was like 6 weeks. It was like, you think 6 weeks is a lot of time, but when you've got so much going on in your schedule, it's like
that'll go by quick.
Yeah.
So billy kart is a go-kart with no motor, right?
Yeah. So gravity propelled.
Yep. Thing you sit in.
Yeah.
Is it? Is there stipulations as to how the steering works?
Yeah. So it has to have. No, it has to have functioning steering. I think it has to have a steering wheel. Actually,
steering
maybe.
Wheel, okay.
Maybe that was the rules. There was a bunch of set of rules, but the main ones were like under a certain weight. No sharp objects that you can impale yourself. The brakes have to work.
Yourself? What about others?
Well, others I don't really think it was that. I mean, maybe.
They didn't say that.
Yeah, I think it was more so if you're in the cart and you crash, you can't like mess
get
yourself
murdered
up.
by your steering wheel.
So anyway, so we ended up building this like, I'll say way over engineered, but it was actually pretty funny to see some of the other cars there. They were pretty impressive. But we basically built this big like replica engine, like this big like V8 out of alloy. So it's sheet alloy. It was like 2 mil staff, and it was a V. Had pipes going on the side of it. It looked pretty cool. Stick it up with Super Cheap Auto, but as part of that, all the entrants got hookups with Red Bull. So they were sending us cartons of Red Bull, and I never did drink any energy drinks until there was like 36 of them in the shed, and I'm like, I'll just give a Red Bull a go. And then it actually does, for me, it actually does, like, it gives me a buzz, and it actually like kind of like
wakes you up.
Yeah. What's the beeping noise? Is that like transmission overheat or something?
Me going too close to the center line or the outside line.
Oh,
I can turn it off if it's annoying.
Okay, no, so I wasn't too sure what it was.
It's the feature the wife didn't want, but I said we have to get it.
Yeah, it's a good feature.
I turn it off normally.
That thing will be buzzing the whole time you've been driving, so. So yeah, then that, the one turned into, I'll have another one at lunchtime, and now I don't have them every day.
Are you trying to say you're addicted to them?
I definitely have formed some kind of addiction, yeah. Oh, look at the camping Japanese style.
Just day camp, mate.
Oh, day camp.
Yeah. That black dome thing there is a sauna.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's like not inflatable, it's a pop-up. This black one right here.
Yeah.
It's got a wood stove in it, and it's a sauna.
That's so cool.
So they jump in the river and then go have a sauna, mate. There's a sunny truck down there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's nice. The Big Katsu. This is not a paid sponsorship, but it could be. If they reach out.
Call me.
Yeah, call my people.
So what is it?
Yes, that's the weird thing about Japan is like you've got to actually use Google Translate and be like, what am I actually eating here?
No, I only eat good shit. Nothing weird.
That is good. Everything's definitely got a lot of sugar in it.
Oh yeah.
Sweetener.
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
Yeah. It's kind of like crumbed jerky.
Yeah.
Kinda. Uh-oh, we've got an accident. Oh, the motorcycle is the ninja.
Damn.
Can't park there, mate. How do you rate the big katsu?
It's great.
I really like
What's
it.
the rating out of 10 we do?
Yeah.
Oh, 10 is perfect, so you can't ever give anything a 10. That's how weird how the scale works.
No, I liked that pizza bun.
Yeah, pizza bun's always
and
good.
depending on like, I don't know, I'm going to say a solid 8. Pretty good snack. What's a 10 though? Because 10 is perfect.
10's a pizza bun.
Yeah.
A pizza bun.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm excited to try
Curry
it.
breads are good. I like them.
The what?
The curry bread?
Yeah, curry pun's also a 10. But again, each shop is different, and you can get ones that are made by like special curry shops.
Oh yeah.
Like Coco's Curry House will have their own curry pun. We could have gone straight to the highway, but
Nah, man, this backstreet stuff, I'm loving it. Like, this is really cool to see this stuff.
look at this up here. There's a Suzuki Alto, caged. It's got what? How many degrees of camber on the front of that?
It's wicked.
All of it.
Why is there so many Subarus there? What's going on there?
Might be a Subaru thing.
Might be a thing.
Yeah.
A dealer or
The company might be affiliated with Subaru. Employees, it is now mandatory that you buy a new Subaru. Okay.
I was saying to Zoe too, and you might be, I haven't Googled it, but how does Japan rate on the scale of like cleanliness? Because I kind of feel that.
Look down there and tell me.
Look, I know there's a lot of rubbish on the ground there, yeah, sure, but in the cities and stuff, yeah, like you don't see much rubbish because a lot of people, it's like, and there's no bins, so people carry their rubbish with them.
Yeah.
So I would have thought that it would actually rate well, but in regards to there's actually so much population difference that it's like maybe it doesn't work out. I don't know.
Where there are people, it's clean. Where there aren't people, it's filthy.
Yeah.
Because there's no one there to pick it up.
To clean it up.
Yeah, all along the side of this road here
Yeah,
is
I can
just
see.
filth.
Yeah.
Because there's no old person that walks there every day and goes and picks it up.
Yeah.
Whereas in Shibuya or whatever, there's people there all the time, and well, not even Shibuya, but like everywhere else.
Yeah, I get you.
Someone would walk past and go, pick it up.
Yeah.
The big difference for me with Japan versus Australia is the sense of community here.
Yeah.
Like, that is pretty intense. Old man
He's
too.
an old guy too. Yeah. Sweet.
The sense of community is real here. Like in Australia, it's like, oh, get behind the Aussie battler, and you know, if there's a like a flood or something, everyone will get together and fix it. Here, that's just normal.
Yeah.
That's every day. That's not, because teamwork makes the dream work. So that's why people don't steal, because it just f***s everything up.
Yeah.
That's why people, I mean, generally speaking, people don't mess with other people's stuff because it just f***s everything up.
Yeah. No, I get you for sure. I definitely think that Australians can learn a thing or two a bit from it. Like, there's so much that goes on with
masks.
Well, masks, yeah.
Masks.
If you're sick, you should wear a mask.
You don't wear a mask because someone else is sick. You wear a mask because you're sick and you don't want them to get sick.
Yeah. The sense of respect and, like, you know, you're in the train station and the ticket master walks through the carriage and he turns around and he, like, bows to the carriage and keeps on going. Like, it's like or the guy standing on the station as the train leaves, there's a guy hanging out at the back of the train, and they both kind of like do this salute thing to each other, like, I see you, whatever. It's like, you know, I acknowledge you and I respect you kind of thing. I just find it's like, that's cool, that's nice that they do that kind of thing, you know, whether it's like, as an Aussie bogan, it's like, everyone fends for themselves. Yeah, on the two-stroke. I'll give that one to you, so it's open.
Oh, thank you very much. This is the Black Thunder.
What's the Black Thunder?
It's chocolate. It's a chocolate bar. Not a paid sponsorship, but it could be.
That's nice. It's like a... I don't think of what it reminds me of.
I like that. It's like it's got Oreos or something in it.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
It's like they're on the Trolls box there too.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, sick. I gotta get back on the dirt bike actually. I miss that thing.
I would ask what you've got, but even I wouldn't understand the answer.
So I got a KTM 300, which is a dirt bike.
That's a big dirt
So
bike.
300 two-stroke. Yeah. Oh, it's a big one. It's nice. Also, like I suppose, it's not about going fast. It's just like the torque, I suppose, of it, and having the power, I suppose, to. We're riding like enduro stuff, so it's like you're riding an incline, like, you know, a steep incline, and you're dodging trees going up it. It's it's very technical riding, and it's actually really hard on your body too, like physical wise. It's crazy. So yeah, I got the KTM 300. I also bought a Honda CB 400, just a little road bike I'm meant to be to commuting to, like, for work, but
how far's the shed from your house?
My shed now is, if I get the green light, it's like 12 minutes, so pretty close for me now. Al's shed from my house was about 25, so a bit further.
Did you buy the shed, or are you renting it?
Nah, man, I'm leasing. Yeah, I got a 3-year lease. Buying the shed was like it's a $800,000 million property. Like, there's no way that I can afford that.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Well, yeah, cool.
Step up, super cheap.
I am a YouTuber, so I should be driving a Ferrari and buying a racetrack, but
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nice that we could take my wife's car, because if you saw any of mine, you said bring something nice because my fiance's coming. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that'll be the wife's car, none of mine.
Yeah, well, I just, you know, we rode in the 86 last night, and I actually kind of felt bad for Zoe because she's in the back seat, like no leg room at all.
What 86? The old one or the new one?
No, it was a new 86, like a 2013 model. With the Tokyo Tour thing, yeah. Yeah, Daikoku was actually pretty cool to see some cars out. Yeah, we went, saw there's a few old school. I'm an old sucker for an old Toyota. Like, if you said you had like GX71 or something, I would have been like, yeah, bring that. But they're also still a comfortable car anyway. I mean, unless it's on bump stops, which most of them seem like they are here. If
my wife had her way, then we would have bought an old Crown wagon.
Yeah, sweet.
But she loves the old boxy shape. But it's like we want to travel around the country, and I mean, there just isn't a better vehicle for that.
Oh, dude, this is perfect.
Because you can sleep in it.
Yeah.
You save $100 a day, at least, by owning this, because you don't have to pay for a hotel.
Yeah. So that's something. Is that just a hobby thing for you, or is it just yeah, okay.
I started off posting them all on Instagram.
Yep.
And I don't remember why I stopped, but yeah, I don't have time to, like, you go somewhere, take all the photos, and I'll upload them later, and then later just never comes.
See,
because
that's
I get home
with me, Toto. This is exactly the same thing. I'll post this. I'll take a photo of it now and post it when it comes relevant. I'm like, I've actually got to try and change that mentality of just post stuff while it's relevant, because otherwise I forget about it and I'll never post it. And when it comes to like teasers or like, you know, like I'm giving stuff away for the audience, you know what? Instagram saw it first. Yeah, like who cares? And it's like, only one downside to that is people then realise a timeline of, hang on, this was actually filmed 6 months ago. Why are you only releasing this now? So, not that I do that, but
but if you did do that, I would say that's smart, because you do weekly stuff, right?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
And we've committed to that for the last 7 years.
Every Wednesday. You have to have a backlog. If you get sick, you're going to miss a week, and then people are going to call you f***ing lazy.
That's all.
I've been sick, dude. What the f***?
That's the funny thing about that is too, it's like, we've lived the week-to-week life, and it also is another reason why our step down was the stress involved to get that weekly deadline done. It's actually quite a large stress load. It's not as simple as you think, and we lived that week to week for so long, and then to like
try daily
to go no way
try daily
daily's
fun.
To go on a holiday, like for example, for us to come here, I was on the computer for 3 days leading up to come here, and like fully stressing out, like pulling my hair out, and I get.
Well, because you can make a video, but you've got to have the content to make one.
So yeah, like
to sit down and edit it too.
So I had the content filmed to release, but I had to edit it up. Now We're still rolling. I've been looking at it.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I had the content there and I jumped on the computer, but it wasn't like, say, 3 days. It was like, I was there all day and all night. Like, you know, for...
The night we left.
Till the night, like 12-hour days leading up. And it's like, I was so stressed out. I'm trying to remember where we were. And when I get stressed, I get very, what's the word to use? Like,
Irritable.
yeah, irritable. Like, I get pissed. Like, and the littlest things, like, the littlest things just piss me off so much. So, it's like, it's not cool. It's like to put yourself through that much stress to come on holiday. That's not a cool thing to do. Like,
But then you relax as soon as we're...
as soon as we got to the airport beer in the morning at 7 a.m. Yeah, like...
Did you?
Relax. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a ritual, I suppose. It's nice to do that airport beer thing, yeah. But then you need piss when you get on the plane. But yeah, the weekly deadline is not an easy task, and especially that now I'm 100% solo and I don't have Al to help me out at all. Like, I had Al to bounce off with not only the content but the ideas for titles and thumbnails and everything, and now I'm like scratching my head and hitting up my friends, and I got friends and my brother and stuff that like proof watch the video and give me some ideas too. But yeah, it's
having time to be able to get your video proof, like uploaded and proof watched. How do you get all that done in a week?
Yeah, well, it's just the skill that I've.
You're the most efficient, lazy person I've ever heard of.
I've got it down pat now with how much I film. I know what to film, when to film, how to edit it. That I got it down pat now. That I'm pretty efficient at it. But again, it's not just the film a video and away you go. It's like you then got to upload it to YouTube. You've then got to design a thumbnail, design a title, write the description out, add all the card links, add the end screen.
Do you run with a script?
Never. Scripts. I'll think about it. I'll think about something like an intro or something if I'm working on a car. Like, all right, how am I going to introduce this VF Commodore Ute that we're working on? All right, I'll talk about do a bit of a mention Holden, Commodore, what year and stuff, and then get into it. But
do you have a workflow before you go into the garage? Today I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and finish this. Is that what you do in the morning?
I set myself daily goals myself purely as a motivator. Really, it's like I'll say, yeah, like I want to get this done today, and that's my goal.
Is that on a whiteboard or a piece of cardboard or something?
Just mentally.
Mentally.
I'll write stuff down. I'm a physical guy. If I need to remember stuff and get stuff done, I'll write that down on a piece of paper or something, or on whiteboard, yeah.
When shit goes wrong,
yeah,
do you include it or take it out?
Yeah, for sure I include shit.
Even if you f***ed it up?
Yeah, man, own up to that stuff. Like, it's a funny thing, yeah, if you do, you know, as I said, if something goes majorly wrong.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Finally.
So 2018 or 19, I forget which year it was, we're in the States with Benny from Benny's Custom Works and his Cresta. We're doing Drag Week, and it must have been 2019 actually, and we had another mate, Ben Paganoni's Fox Body Mustang, which we had Barra converted. So Al and Benny organised this, like, the build on this car. It was mainly Benny, but it was pretty like well thought out and planned out, and it came out freaking awesome. The car is sick. And when we were in South Carolina, for some reason, Benny's engine just dropped the valve. So we actually had to like the actual valve, the valve, just the head dropped off it. I don't know what it was. Manufacturing default. Ting. Literally started the car, warmed it up, fine, and then started it up and reversed it out 2 minutes later and just started making this horrible noise. We're like, what the hell is that? Anyway, so it had to get repaired and fixed. So instead of using, Benny had a spare engine, so we actually just put the spare engine in that car. Anyway, from there we left South Carolina to go to North Carolina or somewhere where it was, and maybe it was actually, we're going to Atlanta maybe. Atlanta, Georgia, and halfway there through North Carolina, Oh, sorry. We didn't even leave South Carolina, and the Fox Body Mustang did a big end bearing. Like the big end spun or whatever happened to it. And this was like not even South Carolina. All the while also that there was a hurricane happening. So South Carolina was actually getting evacuated. So they actually turned both highways as exits. So instead of having one going in, one going out, it's both going out, get the hell out of town. So this happened, we had to organise a tow, we got to North Carolina, and it was actually funny because when that happened, it was like, shit, something's gone wrong. I was actually like, this is going to make for some awesome content. So when we actually decided to rebuild the engine overnight, it was like, this is sick. And we made it happen. We got it done. The crew from HED, so Harrell Engine and Dyno, Pete Harrell just like opened his arms to us, and we're just a bunch of random Aussie guys, like never met us in his life, and this guy opened up his machine shop to us.
Didn't know who you were though?
Didn't know who we were. No idea who we were.
Why the hell did he let you use?
We knew Robbie Abbott, and Robbie was working with those guys, so he
see.
knew them. So there was a connection there. But like, apart from that, like we're just some random guys. But just
that sort of stuff happens to you guys a lot, though. Like I don't know the situation between, and I'm sorry to lump you and Mighty Car Mods together, but I don't really mean to do that, but it seems like the same thing happens to you that happened to them. Like they went to Hokkaido, met up with the Crazy 88s, and then bada bing, bada boom, they were working out of their shop.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not too sure what happened with that, but I think had a connection there too. But
same sort of deal.
Man, like
kind of cool.
Look, it's comes down to, I suppose, asking the question, like,
can I use your shop?
Hey man, yeah, like, hey man, can you take me for a drive to Up Garage? Like, sweet. Like, I don't know many people in Japan at all, and if Jamie made the connection for us, Jamie said you're a cool bloke, sweet. Oh,
he lied.
Scouting the Delica Mini. It's definitely an odd vehicle. So it would be like 660cc, hey?
Yeah. Yep. Do you pivot easily? What I mean by that is so today you're gonna fit a turbo to a manifold that you bought. You bolt the manifold on, and one of the doesn't fit. The stud snaps.
Yeah.
Stud pulls out. What do you do? Do you stop recording, or do you?
Nah, you got to get it done. That's the shit thing about it is, so with YouTube, it's like we've got that weekly deadline. We've got to get this done. Okay, shit. So now that simple job of I'm just going to bolt this turbo manifold on. Yeah, man, and that's going to be simple as now that's turned into a full day job and puts you a day behind. So you gotta. Sometimes you let it skip. You go, I won't bother filming. This is stupid. But sometimes you do, and it's the nature of it. Like we've sometimes hidden the fact of stuff that happens in real time. So we'll an example. I just did my gearbox on my Crown Wagon, and if I had a backup episode or had something else to film, what I would do is I would wait to release that until the gearbox was actually ready to go and rebuild to put it back in the car. But reality is the gearbox has to get parts ordered. I'm waiting on my mate Mark to actually rebuild it too. He can't get it done straight away, so what I said was, I said it how it was, like, look, in the YouTube world I would delay this and get the gearbox back and put it back in the car and go for a drive, but that's not what happens. In the real world you've got to wait for parts, so I'll wait until this is done. The car's still sitting on the hoist with no gearbox. I haven't got it back yet, so when I get back from Japan,
so you have to have you have to have not filler episodes, but you have to have a spare episode.
You've got to kind of have something up your sleeve, I suppose. You've got to be savvy with what I do, and that's what I would do for work. It's what I've got to do.
It seems like, from what you just said there, and from what I've seen of the show, is that. But then again, the videos I watched were from a while ago. So I'm gonna fit the gearbox, right?
Yep.
That's what this video is gonna be about.
Yep.
Go to put the gearbox in, something.
Yep.
So you'll shelf that episode until the gearbox comes back, and then you'll make one episode of the gearbox. I'm gonna put the gearbox in. Something fucked up.
It's good to
just
do
gonna
that.
Send it to this place.
Yeah, it's good to do that for the viewers.
Put it in.
Yeah, it's good to do that for the viewers so they get a sense of, like, I suppose the
completion.
completion of, like, start, middle end kind of thing.
Yep.
But I suppose I'm trying to change that in the sense of like whatever's happening in the shed real time is what I'm going to release. That might be me rebuilding the gearbox. That might be me working on my Pajero. It might be me buying a bloody boat. I don't know, like whatever I'm working on, man. I'm going to try and that's just me trying to
Gaijin on a boat.
Gaijin on a boat.
So you wouldn't release the episode unless the object of the episode was complete.
Pretty well, but now I'm changing that. Yeah, I can't keep up with that. Now I'm a 100% solo creator. For now, I do have plans to have friends help me out and employ, have employees to film and edit and work on cars with me. But right now, I'm not even paying myself, so I'm not in a stage to hire anyone. So I was swapped over to the GoPro 10,
and we're back. GoPro 10. Mighty Car Mods bought the Moto Compo, and then as soon as they showed that, the price went from $200 to $2,000.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No, I don't think so. The whole Mighty Car Mods tax or Skid Factory tax, is it a thing?
Oh, the Mighty Car Mods thing, definitely.
Well, maybe with a Moto Compo, but
have you ever done it though? Has that happened from a car you featured? Was the question.
I don't think so.
Don't think
most
so?
of the stuff we've worked on has been pretty well.
It's already famous enough.
Kinda, like it's popular stuff. Like we're not doing anything out of the ordinary.
How many hours sleep do you need?
How many hours sleep do I need? Need and want. I could nap all day long.
Really? Just a bike shop, like
sweet bikes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like a good 6 or 7 hours.
6 or 7
I'm
hours.
about to yawn actually.
You
Jeez.
need 6 or 7?
Yeah, I reckon. I find if I overwork myself and run on low sleep, I'll end up getting sick. Like my body will start shutting down and going, rest my you're working too much.
You're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah, that's what happens with me for sure, but definitely need to sleep, yeah.
Beaches or mountains?
Beaches for sure.
Beaches.
Yep.
Beaches.
Yep.
Millions of beaches. Beaches for me.
Yeah.
Do you surf?
Yeah, I can surf. I surf still? I don't know about that. No, I love surfing. I love fishing.
All right, so it's 2003 in suburban Sydney. Where is the best place to do mad skids? Thursday night at the Macca's car park, Friday night down in the industrial area, Saturday night down a dead end street, or Sunday night in the church car park.
Isn't it Lipkin Station? Max Stories in the gravel?
I don't know.
2003, probably you can get away with anything, so anywhere you want.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Someone said all of the above.
All right, that was an experience. That was good. It's a wreckers, but they're obviously recycling parts that people would want. Oh, sick. That was great, man. Thanks for that.
Oh, shh. We were supposed to go across the street. I forgot. We're just out here, and this power line is just resting on the stairs that I'm standing on here.
It's only 100.
That's crazy. I don't know, just looking at it like that.
Back on the side, sweet. These are becoming worth crazy money in Australia now too.
CRX?
Man, they're going crazy.
I've always liked them.
They're a weird car.
For sure.
It's very 2000s auto salon. There's anything else cool? A bunch of Subarus. So STI wagon was a thing here then, hey?
It looks like it.
I don't think Australia gets that.
Yeah, I love that. That's my colorway. That is nuts. That. That is tits. That's probably not for sale.
That's probably someone's personal car.
No
Man,
idea.
looks pretty clean. What it is?
Is it? It couldn't be. Oh, it is. It's just open.
Well, it's inside. Well,
That's dangerous.
hopefully we'll have an 86 on the channel one day. Luke, I'm coming for that car.
All that downforce.
Can you import a Mark X to Australia, do you know?
I know nothing about importing and exporting cars.
What do I got to ask?
I let other people do that. It's wild that scene, taking a K car and then straight piping it, taking the suspension out of it, and then putting all of the camber on it. It's just weird. But it's a cool way, I guess a cool and cheap way to get into a car community.
Yeah. I didn't rate the jerky and I went for it again, but I still don't like it.
Ever done a shoey?
Oh, I think I have, yeah.
Don't remember it.
Didn't you do one on the channel? No.
Didn't do a shoey on the channel. I sculled a beer out of an intercooler pipe on the channel on a live stream. But someone donated $100 and said, scull a beer. If I gave you $100 right now to scull a beer, you'd probably say yes.
Only if you could drive the car.
Sure.
But yeah, 100%.
And then
I'd do it for free.
And then it happened again. Someone said, do it again. So I did it again.
$100 to scull a beer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
that's a no-brainer.
I'm just trying to think because I've done some stupid shit with my mates before. So, like sculling beers out of like teapots and pans and.
Teapot would be interesting. Out of like the neck of the teapot.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it
clever.
was a Bucks weekend, so
I like it.
I'm sure you can imagine what was going on.
All sorts of shenanigans.
Yeah.
How important are torque settings to you?
I am a fan of torque settings, so you know it's done right, I suppose. But I'll torque wheels up. I'll go around and check the wheels with a torque wrench. I'll do them up with the rattle gun. I'll check them with a torque wrench. That's just the habit that I've got. Important stuff like anything kind of engine related, yeah, I will torque up like, you know, cam cap bolts or big ends, mains, all that stuff. Obviously you do that. Flywheel bolts, flex plate bolts.
So the mechanical, if this fails, will.
Yeah.
What about the not?
The 8x125 bolt holding a EGR bracket on? No, that's just a rattle gun or a 3/8 electric ratchet and send. As a mechanic, you learn the torque. Your body and your hands, your muscles are your torque wrench. You know how tight is. And you learn that by snapping bolts, by doing them up too tight, which we've all done. So,
how many cars have you owned so far?
That's a tough question. I would have to go through the memory books, but I'd probably say, quick guess, maybe 30 cars.
Modest, the modest 30. Nice.
Yeah, maybe a bit less than that actually.
How many do you currently own?
Currently own Pajero, Crown, MA70 Supra, 1962 compact Fairlane, VR Commodore. Might be buying a Crown when I get home. And 2 motorbikes and a boat. So I call it 8 vehicles.
8 vehicles.
If bikes and boats count.
Have you ever owned a K car?
No. Would own one though. I looked at getting maybe a like little K truck, but where I live is very close to the highway, and my mode of transport is straight onto the Bruce Highway and 110k zone, and they're not made for the highway. Maybe a new
ones are better,
like a
that.
Honda Freed or whatever, you know, like a Suzuki, what are those, like Honda N-Box things, you know, like one of them. One like that yellow thing, you know, like
yeah.
Because I know they're CVT, they're not too bad on the highway, but.
What's the worst car you've ever owned? There's a Ferrari there. That'd be pretty terrible to own.
Worst car I've owned. Not really too sure. Might say the Pajero, actually.
The current car.
You don't like it? I mean,
Reliable.
yeah, it's reliable.
Reliable cars are boring.
The Pajero is really loud on the road, as in tyre noise, wind noise.
What year is it?
2010. But I got like a rooftop tan and everything on it. It's a manual too, and it's got like really bad diff, clunky noises that just like piss me off, and it's just not a overall car that I love driving. But apart from that, I haven't really had a car that's like, I mean,
Biggest piece of shit you've ever owned?
yeah, shit.
You never owned a piece of shit?
Yeah, I don't need pieces of shit. The Pajero.
He's dissing your favourite car.
As a mechanic, you own a shit box and drive it around anyway. That's kind of what it has always been. I've always had it daily, but...
What's your daily? The Pajero?
The Pajero.
Oh.
Was the Crown. I've been driving the Crown flat out.
What's the fuel economy like on that?
30 litres per 100. So really shit. On E10, because I tuned on E10 and E85, on E10 it runs, if I drive it very sensibly, it'd be about 20 litres per 100 Ks.
Do you do your own tuning?
No. We've got our Kai Knight from Knight Family Motorsport. He's our head tuner on the coast. He's been on the channel a lot recently, and he is not only a good friend, but he's very, very talented at his job, and he's an asset to the channel. Like, he's so knowledgeable, and he's always willing to help out and does stuff at the drop of a hat. Like, absolute legend. People assume that you're into cars, and because we deal with Haltech and that I know all this stuff, but I'm just I learn as I go myself, and I know a little bit, but I'm not a tuner. I'm wiring, and that is my weak point. I'm not a wiring guy.
You don't like?
Nah,
Don't like wiring?
not really. It's just something that I haven't. Something that I don't enjoy, and
What do you enjoy the best?
I actually really like plumbing a car. So fuel lines, brake lines, fuel, like that kind of stuff. So your AN fittings and your hard lines. I've been looking at getting some proper hardline like bending tools, because you just do like brake lines you can just kind of do with your hands, but we had a bender. But yeah, buying the proper tooling and stuff to do more your bigger lines for like fuel systems and stuff. I really want to start doing more of that on my cars.
It just occurred to me that when you left Alan's shop, you had to buy all your own equipment. Oh
Yeah.
How many lifts do you have now?
So I got 3 lifts. I am lucky that I have companies that I can work with. So like
Supercheap.
Full disclosure, Supercheap Auto, we've worked with them for the 5 years, and the stuff in the shed from Supercheap has been sponsored. The hoists also with Joel's Garage Gear, I've got a deal with him as a part of the sponsorship deal. So it's, you know, people say
Still wasn't free.
People say, oh, it's so good to get free shit, but it's not free shit. It's not.
Freedom
It's
isn't
my
free.
life. It's my line of work, and it's my business transaction with the company. So yeah, I've been very lucky that I work with some awesome companies to support the skid factory. So it's made it a lot easier for me. But yeah, I've had to go and buy new tools and equipment and everything in between. Like full disclosure, Supercheap Auto obviously is a partner with the channel, and we've used Tool Pro tools for the last like 5 years, and they're awesome for what we do. And I basically, told them the situation, and the first thing they said is, my contact there was basically like, sweet, so I'm guessing you're going to need some new tools, aren't you? Yeah, sweet, all right, well, let's work on that. And so whole new workshop, all new tools and stuff, but the little things that go along with it that you need, you don't realise that you need a set of crimpers, or you need to grab an air blower, or you need to buy a new compressor, and all the little stuff, it all adds up. And yeah, like
Alan's bucket of bolts.
Dude,
he's got I guarantee he has a bucket of bolts.
All the little things that have been accumulated in the workshop over the last 5, 6, 10 years. Yeah, cool.
Oh crap, I need a 10 mil.
There's so much stuff that I'm like, I don't have that stuff now to do it all. Just little offcuts of metal that you need, and scrap metal, all that stuff that is there. But Yeah, look, it is what it is, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, it was always Al's shed anyway. So
Yeah.
You know, respect that all that stuff stays there. That's fine. I also didn't want the clutter in my new workshop. I don't want the messy, like, workbenches and stuff like that. I wanted a nice, clean workspace, clean workshop. So, yeah, everything I want to have when I eventually get some more metal fabrication material is like I'll have a certain spot where I keep it in stock and also know what I've got in stock. So I've been digitally writing down kind of what I have, so I know what I've got. Otherwise you turn around and go, did I have a 90-degree bend? I'm sure I had one somewhere, and you know, then you go to order a new one and then realise that there is a 90-degree bend and it was up on the pallet racking or something.
You just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
What do you like at TIG welding? Any good?
I am not the best. I can get the job done though. This is all stuff that I've learned with, like, over time with Al, man.
What editing software did you use?
I use Final Cut Pro.
Okay.
I'm an Apple guy. I'm stuck in the Apple train. Apple and GoPro train. God damn it! I've got to break the cycle.
And iPhone.
Well, yeah, iPhone. Yeah, look, you're an iPhone user or not?
No, Android.
Android.
No,
yeah, okay.
I had an iPhone, and it was the first phone I ever had that actually broke. It just stopped work. The power button stopped working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, power button doesn't work suddenly. And they said, yeah, it's a known fault. And I'm like,
okay.
Where do we go from here? Oh, you need to buy a new one. I'm like,
yeah.
It's a known fault, but I have to buy a new one? What? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
stupid,
okay then. I'll buy Androids from now on then.
My old phone, my old iPhone, I think it was an 11, it buggered up. So I went and so let's try and fix it. Oh, you have to buy a whole new phone. Oh well,
They're always
that's a bit of a bummer, yeah.
Always behind in tech too, like
the GoPro 10's the only camera now that you can actually replace the lens on. Well, I think the new ones do too, but they're 8s and everything. If you smash the lens,
you're screwed.
You're buggered.
Couldn't you do it on the first one?
Yes, you could actually. It had screws in the front. Yeah, the old.
They stopped it and then they brought it back because it was a good thing to have.
Yeah, well, it's a consumable item. If you scratch the lens, mine's got a scratch on the front.
Mine's completely scratched.
Yeah, and I saw that. Man, if you're a mechanic like that, my OG Canon lens has got that on the front of it.
I was grinding sparks at it because it was a cool effect, not realizing it was going to ruin the screen. Pretty stupid.
The camera up. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen in Japan so far?
Probably the hedgehog cafe.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. We saw him, we're like, oh, cute hedgehogs. And then, oh, she's out of it. Yeah, we went upstairs and then it was just weird as. We had half an hour there and we bailed out in like 15 minutes, I think it was. Yeah, we were gone.
Yeah, go in there, have an overpriced drink and play with a hedgehog.
Well, what's the hygiene? How's the hygiene thing though? It's like go and play with an exotic animal, but at the same time also
consume something.
Get a sandwich and a cup of tea. Like,
that is kind of weird. Putting your hands in gloves that somebody else has had their hands in.
Yeah.
They didn't even think of it like that. I didn't eat anything or drink anything when I was in there.
Nah, we didn't either. I was like,
What's the best thing you've seen in Japan?
The best thing, up garage. Nah, man.
Really?
For me, personal thing was being on top of that Makone mountain with Zoe.
Oh, really?
The view up there, yeah. Just that moment for us, it was nice up there, man. It was great.
Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. Really is. Good. When are you getting married? How long have you been engaged?
That was the engagement then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations. I didn't realise it was so...
Nah, yeah, drop the knee.
There you go.
Very, very special moment for me. Man, Japan's beautiful. This is a great place. I love it. It's awesome.
What would be the second thing, as far as, not the proposal, but Japan? What was the thing you were most looking forward to?
Look, mainly it's just for me, I've been so stressed with work and working myself to the max that just to have it, even though we've been like walking like hell, but like relaxing and not having to think about work. I've still been emailing and keeping up with everything on, online and stuff. That
never ends.
This line of work, it does never end. I always am working, but turning off and being away for a little while was the most thing I was looking forward to.
Do you answer every comment on the YouTube, or
not every comment? No, I read every single comment. I don't answer everyone.
Do you heart every comment?
I never really did, but apparently it's a thing. From a recent chat with my friend, he said you should be hearting comments for engagement. Apparently
Really?
that's a thing for YouTube. I've never thought of it that way, but it's been long. We've been talking shit all day.
It's
so
not.
you got a lot of editing to do.
I do have a lot of editing to do. That's another thing that people don't realize. It's like, yes, this video might be an hour long, but I had to watch 5 hours worth of footage to get to this 1 hour.
See,
and how many times did I have to watch that 5 hours worth of footage to cut it and go, oh no, a little bit more cut, a little bit more cut?
That's where you, as a professional, would get better at doing it. And you can like go, all right, I'm going to set myself just an hour, and whatever I get done in that hour, it is what it is. That way you don't have to search through 5 hours of footage. You just keep it at an hour and go, cool, we've covered enough now, man. Thanks for your time. That's how I will probably do it myself. I just know that I don't have 5 hours to cut the footage down. So
I just do it.
Anyway,
Sleep is minimal.
This guy's got the dedication.
What are you looking forward to now? What have you got planned in Japan that you're really looking forward to? What's the next big thing?
The next big thing in Japan is
getting a beer this evening.
Wherever you're taking me, maybe a convenience store beer, and then I'm supposed to go to Kyoto and
so it's literally just the next thing. Whatever the next thing is
whatever it is, man. I'm happy. I'm easily pleased and excited. I'm not really too fussed. As I said, it's good to be be away from the norm and be in a different country. Yeah.
Who made your logo?
Logo was originally done by Iron Gav, who does Mighty Car Mod stuff. So it was just said the Skid Factory, and then
That could be a logo.
Yeah, away Gav went.
Do you have a catchphrase?
Not really a catchphrase. No, Al had "Use Your Brain," which was a pretty good one, and look, I still stand by that. I still say that a lot. Like it's just common sense. Like, don't be a dick, use your brain. But don't have a catchphrase. No, I've been saying "enjoy" a lot. I like that word "enjoy," and it's like it's like have fun, man. Enjoy. So, well, we've covered a lot of topics today, Dave. We've definitely talked a lot of shit.
You going to sleep? Sounds like you're going to sleep.
Mate, I've had a great day. It's good. This is for those listening, thanks for coming all the way to the end of this.
This is the end?
Audio-visual podcast. Oh, you want to keep going?
Yeah, I was never going to turn it off.
Oh, man.
The end is always awkward. Well, it just sort of ends.
Right now, we're going to have a word from our sponsor.
Jeff Bezos.
Let's all go to the lobby.
That's another weird thing about Japan is how they open late and stay open late too.
Yeah, it's open at 10 a.m. and then close.
We got up in the cycle, we got up at 6 a.m. We're like, shit, nothing's open.
No, you can't do anything at 6. No. Get on a train and travel to your destination.
Yeah.
6 a.m. is for Shinkansens and trains, that's it.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah.
What's it like living on the Sunshine Coast? You ever wanted to move somewhere else?
So I grew up in Tassie, in Hobart, until I was like 10, I think it was. 12 maybe. Compared to the Sunshine Coast, like, Sunshine Coast is beautiful, man. It's literally paradise. It's so nice.
And we're back. Back on the 8 with the media mod.
GoPro number 7. Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast is a beautiful spot in the world. It's like, all the people are nice. I mean, look, it's got its ups and downs. It's not perfect. Of course, there's going to be a couple of deros that...
What are the downs? Shit talk time.
The downs would be young fellas, the new generation of young fellas that Eshays that think they're unstoppable and
they are unstoppable
and steal your shit, and those little gronks that just deserve a freaking backhand and be put into line. But again, I think they're unstoppable.
How can they pretty much are unstoppable though, aren't they?
They are.
You can't do anything to them.
If they steal a car, if you're under 16, I think it is. If you steal a car, you get called by the police. The police drop you back home, until your parents, and I'm pretty sure that's all they can do. I don't think the laws have changed yet.
Oh wow.
You literally get a slap on the wrist, like you get away with nothing.
No juvie, nothing.
No.
Flip on so you
Increases your
field of
view.
Ooh,
And
fancy.
I got a Hacko. This must just be a sales brochure.
Yep.
Yeah. So Hacko, a Cuscar sales brochure.
Nice.
And we got a Crown one, and it just so happened of all the ones that I picked was actually one with my model. So
No way.
There it is.
Oh, go you.
Show the camera. Look at this.
yeah.
Nice.
This one actually looks like it might be a bit later, but oh no, still the same. But yeah, it's got all the models
That's
though.
cool.
Yeah, so stoked. And literally I was like, I'm gonna take a wing on this one. And this was $10, 11 bucks. Sick. I'm actually really excited about that sales brochure. That's so cool that we picked the right one.
Nice.
Yeah. I've got the MR2 one.
The
AW11. That
yeah.
fan gave me that actually, sent it up. He said, hey man, I got this.
I love getting gifts from fans.
Yeah man, gifts. It's funny, I gave a guy at a train station, I gave him a lanyard. Got some stuff for you too, I don't know if you get that. And he gave me his business card. It's funny, the business card here is such an offering. Like,
Yeah.
please take my business card.
Your
Like,
2 hands on the
Yeah.
corners, don't cover anything up.
Yeah.
Admire the front, flip it, admire the back, and then put it in your wallet.
I definitely didn't do that, but
That's fine.
I did email him and said his
Yeah.
name was Hideo, and he was a CEO for Trackamo, which is like some GPS tracking service, and they've made like basically like a credit card size GPS tracker
Nice.
for like your wallet, personal tracking.
For like your wife. Or...
put it in your wife, put it in your shoe, put it in your bag. Yeah, like. So here's a question for you. So you're a mechanic by trade?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
No. I'm nothing by trade.
Okay.
I just around. Yeah. No. Not a mechanic by trade.
But you know your shit though. Seeing your videos, obviously you know what's going on. You know how to work on a car. You just watch a lot of Chris Fix It.
No. I don't know. I think maybe it's use your brain.
Yeah.
Pull it apart. Okay, it came apart like this. It needs
Yeah.
to go back together like that.
Yeah.
I need to pull this off. Well, to get that, I'm going to have to take this off as well.
It is a lot of that, and I've got so many friends that get scared, and I'm like, I've got a mate that's a stonemason by trade, right?
Jesus, that's
And-
scary.
Stonemason.
Oh, because if you slip with your chisel, the whole thing's...
Well, he's skilled, but him and his old man are very good at what they do.
I bet.
They make some as you think about just like a bloody rock wall for a
That's
letterbox or
such
something.
a skill.
Yeah,
That
man.
is
What he
such a
does
skill.
is awesome. Anyway, and one day basically he's like, I'm thinking of doing this, blah blah blah, and I'm like, have you ever thought of doing it yourself?
So, no, I'm afraid.
Man, he bought a MIG welder, bought a TIG welder. Now he has his own freaking workshop. Literally has a workshop where he will do cashies and work on people's cars.
That's sick.
Out of home, and he's not a mechanic by trade. And like, it's like he's messaging me one day. He's doing a head gasket on a ZD30 Patrol, I think it was, or a Navara. He's like, I think I might be in a bit too deep here. What's going on here? And I'm like, gotta line up all the Tommy marks on the gears. I'm like, you're all sweet, bro. Get that shit on Google. And he fucking did it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful.
it's just for someone you're like, yeah, wow, that is good on you, dude.
I just, for someone over there, you'll appreciate that, I reckon. But
Yeah.
for someone that is a stonemason and can figure that out, I don't think cars are more difficult.
No, not at all. No way. We went to with Hayashi Racing. With Jamie, he took us to Suzuka Circuit for the Formula Libra.
Oh, didn't they crash or the car broke or something?
The Lotus MK Sports, something happened and he ended up in a tyre wall. I think it was like a car stopped, a car swerved and spun out to avoid him, and the MK Sports came around the corner and was like, car, tyre wall, and was like, I'm not going to hit these cars, I'll go around them and hit the tyre wall.
Oh shit, that was
So,
nice of him.
Saved the car, and he like dented bent a tyre rod and dinged the bike a little bit, but no, it was a sick experience to go there and hang out with Jamie and the Hayashi crew, and it was like sick to see those cars, and even just some of the other cars were pretty cool to see.
Jamie's quite anti-drift. How do you feel about drifting?
I love drifting from a sense of driving a car and having fun. So I want to build a multi-purpose track car. So
Well, that's what the wagon is.
well, the wagon's a straight line car. It's not it doesn't corner well. Yeah, look, I can go to a wet skid pan day in that thing, no worries. But something manual that I can clutch kick, that I can drift, I can go to a circuit. So that's what the MA70 is going to be for. Right.